Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Fight Week. Welcome to day 2 of Fight Week here at New Century for today's press conference as we head towards this Saturday's box office show live from the AO Arena in Manchester on Sky Sports Box Office and internationally syndicated to ESPN Plus for the rematch between Liam Smith and Chris Eubank Jr. We'd like to thank our sponsors today, Bet365, Everlast, Wow Hydrate, Village Hotels, IFX Payments, Workwear Express, and Forged Irish Stout. We have a full stage of personalities and fighters getting ready to go to war this Saturday. Luckily, it's not my job to control the chaos today. I would leave that to Mr. Andy Scott from Sky Sports, and also to Ben Shalom, the CEO of Boxer and the promoter of this Saturday's show. And now introducing the fighters that are joining us on stage first. We'll start at the table here on my height first from Liverpool. Please welcome the undefeated Frankie Stringer. The Irishman with 18 wins, 8 of which by knockout. Please welcome the real deal, Dylan Moran. Dylan's opponent from Lolita, Albania, the undefeated IBF International Welterweight Champion, the Albanian King, Florian Marku. From Lusaka, Zambia, with a record of 18 wins versus 1 defeat, please welcome Black Diamond, Lolita Muzeya. Her opponent is the first ever British Women's Champion, an Olympic gold medalist, and MBE. Please welcome Miss Lauren Price. From the United States of America, now in her second home in the United Kingdom, here is the former IBF, WBO, and Ring Magazine Unified Super Featherweight Champion of the World, Michaela Mayer. Moving along to our matchup for the British and Commonwealth Super Middleweight Championships. First, the challenger, the former IBF International Super Middleweight Champion. He's known as Little Lever's Meat Cleaver. Please welcome Jack Cullen. And the champion from Oldham, England with 29 wins. He is the reigning, defending British and Commonwealth champion. He is Kid Dynamite, Mark Heffron. Moving to our heavyweights, making his return to the ring from Yorkshire. He is known as the White Rhino. Please welcome back David Allen. His opponent is undefeated. He is the former Olympic bronze medalist and Commonwealth gold medalist. Please welcome Big Frazer Clarke. Our chief support this Saturday features a pair of fighters with a combined 1 loss. First from Brovary, Ukraine, here's the current reigning IBO International and WBO Oriental Champion, Azim Faniang. And his opponent is one of boxing's fastest rising stars from Slough. Here's the undefeated, reigning WBC Youth Champion, Adam, the Assassin, Azim. Mr. Shalom, Mr. Scott, the floor is yours.
Big Mo, thank you very much. Welcome everybody to New Century Hall here in Manchester. Delighted to have you all along here for the Undercard press conference. A stacked undercard. I think it's pretty rare that you get a deep and quality undercard like this on what is a massive weekend of boxing. Terrific main event between Liam Smith and Chris Eubank II. Will it be repeat or will it be revenge? Live on Sky Sports Box Office from the AO Arena here in Manchester. Before I speak to the undercard fighters, first time today, Ben Shalom, you'll have a chance to talk about some of these fights, but a challenge always putting on a stacked undercard, but one you must be delighted that's held together with so many good fights.
Yeah, this is pretty special. The amount of talent, the amount of standout fights on this card. It's a big moment. Thank you to the Matchmakers boxing team who've worked incredibly hard to deliver something like this. It really is a boxing fan's dream to have this many big fights on one card.
Yeah, well done to all the matchmakers. Let's start with Frankie Stringer down at the front. Frankie, good to see you again. Nice to talk to you yesterday as well. Professional outing number 6. Your reaction to being back on another big bill, albeit as a Liverpudlian in Manchester?
Just want to thank Ben and Sky and my manager Liam for letting me be part of a massive show.
What's the main thing that you're taking from these professional experiences at the moment, but also behind closed doors in the Rotunda, training alongside the likes of Josh Taylor and obviously your manager, Liam Smith, who boxes at the weekend, obviously top of the bill?
I'm only 22, so I'm learning on the job, and I'm just going to get better and better as I go on.
Well, best of luck on Saturday, and it'd be great to have you on the bill again. Lolita Muzeya, next to you. Lolita, welcome back to the UK. Last time you were here, you were at middleweight, and that was against Savannah Marshall. Back down at welterweight. Is this a better weight for you, a more natural weight for you?
First of all, I would love to appreciate everyone who's here. Thank you so much for coming. Secondly, thanks a lot to Icon Sports for bringing me back here. You know, last time I was fighting in middleweight, but that was not my natural weight. But in waterweight, this is my office. This is my natural weight. And I know I'm going to do the best, what Black Diamond can do.
Guys, let's just try and keep it as quiet as possible so everyone can hear the fighters. Lolita, you've had back-to-back stoppage wins since then. Do you feel that you're coming into this fight full of confidence?
I'm very confident, and I'm going to win this fight. I'm very ready for it.
And just finally, what do you know about Lauren Price, and how important is the difference between the amateur code and the professional code?
I know about my opponent. She's a very good boxer in amateur, and she's got about 4 fights. But what I can tell her is professional is different from amateur. And what I can tell her is she's going to have I'll beat her on that day, and she's going to have one lose fight. So I'm going to KO her, depending on how I'm going to do that.
Lauren Price, great to have you on this bill. Welcome. A late addition to the card, and I think it's fair to say it's not been the easiest preparation for you, but how happy are you to get your opportunity to ply your trade under the bright lights back here in Manchester?
Yeah, excited to be on this card. Yeah, like you said, I haven't had the easiest of the last couple of months. I lost my brother. But, you know, boxing is a mad sport, and I've been in the gym, you know, training hard, and just grateful for this opportunity. Like I said, great card, so yeah, grateful to be on.
What do you know about Lolita Muzeya, and what did you take from what she just said there, that she's predicted that she will win and she'll end your unbeaten start as a pro?
Yeah, obviously looking at obviously record on paper, you know, 18 wins, 10 knockouts, 1 defeat. Yeah, obviously it's my toughest test yet, but I believe in myself. You know, I believe how good I am, and I believe that I'll get the win on Saturday night.
You have a professional team around you and good people around you. You won't be looking past this, but is it fair to say that on the horizon for you are big fights, and you want those fights a lot sooner rather than later now?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously get through Saturday night, and you know, I'm on to Ben all the time. I'd love that fight, you know, with Tasha Jonas at the end of the year. I think it's a great fight, you know, both being British as well. Yeah, and you know, I just want to, you know, start pushing on and climbing the ladder and going for them world titles.
Quick word from promoter Ben Shalom on Lauren Price. Good start to the pros. This looks like a dangerous fight on paper, but it is fair to say, you know, the carrot that's being dangled are those big fights towards the end of the year and the start of next year.
Yeah, and just want to say what an incredible fighter Lauren is, but also people don't see what goes on behind the scenes sometimes in professional boxing, and what she's had to deal with recently has been heartbreaking and been very, very difficult. So the fact that we can get her out on a card like this quickly says a lot about her character. The idea was that it would be a fight to get her back into the swing of things, but Lolita Muzeya got presented and Lauren Price wanted the challenge, and I think that says a lot about what Lauren's about. For me, I don't think I'm mistaken in saying the most talented fighter that we have in this country in the female sport, and just can't wait for her to see her develop, to see her get going, and as you say, the big fights there with Tasha Jonas, possibly Michaela Mayer, who's also here today. There's big fights for Lauren Price, and yeah, delighted that she's on the card.
You mentioned it, Michaela, welcome back to the UK again. Great to have you on this card, great to have Boxer and Top Rank working together. Fair to say this is another step towards becoming a two-way world champion, continuing on Saturday night for you.
Yeah, I'm moving up, obviously. Spent a lot of time at 130, and I really feel like it's time let my body fill out and move up. And I eventually plan on being at 147, but this fight's at 142. I think it's a gradual step. You know, jumping from 130 to 147 is a huge jump, and I have to make sure that I let my body do it right. It's not just about eating a bunch more, but I need to put that weight on properly so that I'm strong enough to be competitive at 147. But my first test is here at 142. I got a former European European champion, and I know she's gonna bring a tough fight. She's gonna try and fight me on the inside, bring it to the center of the ring. So I know it'll be action-packed, and just excited about showing what I've been working on in the gym, because I have been working on some new things, and I want to take it into the fight.
It's a sign that you're doing something right when people mention your name, but you also have targets of your own. How are you dealing with that? You know, your name's being called a lot at the moment by particularly some boxer fighters.
I mean, yeah, that comes with the territory. You know, I don't get offended when people call me out. Obviously, you're young and upcoming champion or prospect, and you obviously want the big fight. So nothing wrong with that. That just comes to the territory. You know, I built a big name for myself, and I've done a lot for the sport, and I want to continue to take on big fights as well. I'm at that stage in my career where it's about the right fights and putting on the best fights I possibly can for the fans. So lots of big names for me out there, and at this new division. So we'll see, but some exciting fights for me for sure.
Winning is all that matters, and I'm sure Sylvia Borto will have something to say about this question, but I don't think I'm letting the cat out of the bag, but Ben Shalom will tell me if I am, but I think talks are already underway for another historic all-women's night in the early part of next year. Would you be open to being part of that and coming back again?
I've heard a few things, a few whispers about another all-female card, so obviously we did that last September at the O2. That was an amazing event. I mean, so many young women came out, sold out the O2, 20,000 people, so it just proves that women, you know, we belong in the sport, we have a space here, and that we can sell, so would not be against, you know, doing more of those in the future.
Well, it's great to welcome you back over here, and Ben Shalom hasn't kicked me under the table yet, so there's still time. And we asked about it yesterday, but anybody left in Little Lever? I think you've sold your allocation and more.
Yeah, I've done over 600 tickets, so that village will be empty.
We are looking forward to this one. Mark, in response to what he said there, you know, does it make a difference to you when you know someone so well? You know, it shouldn't really be too much of a surprise as to what's in front of you.
Well, no, I've just sparred many rounds with Jack. I feel like I always got the better of the spars, and I feel like I'm in a good place and I'm going to win this fight.
Do you mind if I ask, how has being champion changed you? Not as a person in everyday life, but as a fighter. Do you prepare different, even if it's a mentality thing?
I always prepare well. I always train hard. I'm always in the gym. I'm in the gym all year round. After a fight, after normally have a week or so off, and I'm straight back in the gym. So yeah, I'm always working hard.
You started the promotion by predicting a knockout. Now we're on fight week. You predicted it yesterday. You're sticking to that. Anything changed that would make you waver from that prediction?
Yeah, I'm definitely sticking to that. Jack's a good fighter. Gets involved a lot, and I feel like he makes a lot of mistakes, and I'll make him pay.
Just a question to the two of you. Something about local derbies with a British title on the line as well that just adds something different. Just adds that little bit of spice to it. Is that not that you needed any extra motivation, but is that just a little bit more important that you get one over on a local rival?
Yeah, definitely. To be honest, mate, it doesn't matter what fight I'm in. I've always got the big motivation, and I always turn up 100%.
Well, best of luck to both of you. We're expecting fireworks in that one, and fair to say that we are expecting fireworks in this next one. Florian Marku against Moran. Dylan, I'll come to you first. I mean, the first thing yesterday was calling for the big stage, calling for the bright lights, desperate for an opportunity to showcase your skills. You've got exactly what you asked for now. It's against Florian Marku. Just how confident are you, and what can we expect from you?
Yeah, firstly, I'd like to say thank you to Sky Sports, all the team of Boxer. The hospitality for me and my team has been second to none. But yeah, delighted to be here. It's been a long, hard road. Very confident in the job done Saturday night, and I'm looking forward to it.
What about Florian Marku? What are your feelings towards him as a person and as a fighter?
I think we're two very different people. You know, I'm just someone who took their licks when they came, and I'm out here still throwing my hand at it, trying to make it happen. Florian, he is what he is. Yeah, best of luck to him Saturday night.
Do you believe that you are superior to him in boxing ability, that will be the key, that you can outbox him?
Yeah, I think I'm a better boxer. Just, look, it's been a long, hard road to be Saturday today, and I don't plan on leaving Florian Marku to take that away from me.
He said yesterday that when you went face to face that you were shaking.
I don't know where he got that out of. Look, there was nobody shaking. I'm game ball for Saturday night. You know, Florian Marku knows he's got a fight on his hands.
And is this the launch pad for your career? You view this as the start of something big and, you know, not just appearing on a Sky Sports card, but, you know, launching yourself into the mainstream?
Yeah, you know, I plan to get used to looking at this ugly mug because I plan on staying here. You know, it's good to be here. And like I said, I don't plan on letting it slip. I've been through the mill to be sat here today, and I'm not leaving Florian Marku to take that away from me.
Florian, what's your response to that? He said he wasn't shaking yesterday and you're getting outboxed.
First of all, hi to everybody. Feeling nice to be back after 1 year out of the ring from my injury. And yeah, hi Ben, hi guys. I'm so happy to be back. As for my opponent, Dylan, he asked for that fight like 2-3 years before. He sent me a private message on Instagram and he said, hey, we need to fight next. And I accept. We accept the fight, and now we are here. Saturday is the fight. You mentioned before that he was shaking. When we was face to face, he tried to hide it. If you see the videos from the cameras of the boxer or the other cameras, he was shaking his legs. After he was shaking, he was doing his legs like this. It doesn't look bad in the cameras, but listen,
Florian,
maybe
never in my life will I shake in front of you.
Listen, shut up and listen. Let me talk.
You got your high heels on you today.
Shut up.
That's what I was looking at. I want shaking.
Don't
checking
play
to see if
tough
you got
here
the high
in
heels
front of
on.
people. Shut up and let me talk. Let me talk. Let me finish.
Show everybody the high heels.
Your time.
He's got a little insecurity. Show him the high heels. They were nice.
Listen. I know many guys speak like this, like gangsters, in front of public, in front of cameras, but when you are face to face, you don't say nothing, man. Next time, when you see me face to face, maybe in a corridor or somewhere that there's not so many cameras, come and talk to me and you see how much you're gonna talk. I'm not the guy that I disrespect. No one. I'm not this kind of guy. People who know me outside of these cameras knows me. But, man, if you don't respect me, it's different game. And I was saying about his shaking, and he was shaking. I say to him, Saturday night, he gonna see that I am different. I say and I do it, and he gonna see it. I'm very prepared, and thanks God, I'm seeing you all. See you Saturday.
It's fair to say that I don't think it's a secret that you've been struggling with your hands through recent fights. So you can sit at this table now and say your hands are healed and you're ready for violence on Saturday, you're 100% fit and ready to go?
Yeah. It feels great to punch with 100% with my hands because of my last fight, and I had a long problem. That's why it took me so long to recover from it. I was 1 year out of fighting.
Florian,
but
you
now
had 2 hands in
I
the
am
fight with the
completely fit.
Don't be telling lies. You had 2 hands in the fight with the Mexican.
Shut
the whole
up.
world seen.
Don't play.
How did you have 1 hand?
Hey,
2 hands
don't
in the
worry.
fight with the
Here's
Mexican.
a fight I have the
and
2
he
hands.
punched
Don't
you
worry.
pillar to
I'm not
post.
gonna fight with
and
you.
you got robbed. The Mexican got robbed.
I didn't listen because somebody is clapping.
No, you're listening.
Maybe
You're
you say
listening.
something nice. Say it again. Say it again. What do you say?
I said you had 2 hands in your last fight against the Mexican, and he was robbed in Albania. The whole world seen it.
Yeah. No worries, man. The important thing is look Saturday because you're gonna see me face to face Saturday handing you. Maybe you think all this talk, but when you see me in there and before the bell rings, you're gonna understand that, oh my God, this guy is not joking. And then the true show starts.
Yeah. Would you give a prediction to each other? Dylan, what is your prediction?
You know, look, this is nothing personal between me and Florian. I wish him and his team nothing but the best of luck. But the game is the game. He's standing in my way. It's been a lifetime of hard work to be sat here. and I plan on finishing the job Saturday night.
And Florian, your prediction?
What you say? Because I don't understand really well.
I have to say, it's quite difficult with the speakers up here. I didn't catch every single word of that. But
You see, it's a problem to understand. I don't care what you say. I'm gonna say what I will do. I'm gonna hunt him. I know he gonna try to box. He gonna try to run, but I will be too much for him. And you're gonna see all that Saturday. I'm very happy. You people don't understand how happy I am to be back. And thanks God, thanks to Sky Sports, thanks to Ben, I'm back. And Saturday you're gonna see a beautiful performance. And something else, because I'm seeing a trainer of Moran that they are speaking like hard guys when they are in their cars. No worries, you cannot fight for him. You cannot fight for him, but if you want to fight for him, you know my address.
okay.
What happened Levi Barnes?
What is that?
What happened with Levi Barnes?
We go?
Levi Barnes.
Levi Barnes.
What is that?
The guy you were sparring humiliated you. You jumped out of the ring, chased him across the car park. You know about this, no?
Who is he?
You know what I'm on about. Levi Barnes. You were sparring.
Aspiring.
Oh, you know.
My God.
You know.
You guys believe that? First of all, I don't know this name. Second, for the people that knows me outside of boxing, they know what kind of people I am. Nobody ever in my life chase me. I prefer to die in there. I don't move from my place. That's why I don't know what this guy is talking about. You can try it Saturday, you see how I'm gonna run, or even outside of Saturday. Thank you all, guys. I appreciate all the support. I received so many messages. Saturday you're gonna see who is better. You know, all the other is bullshit.
Okay, put your seatbelts on because that one's going to be a bumpy ride. David Allen, great to welcome you back on Sky Sports. You know, in the build-up to this, I wrote down, you said, I expect to outbox him and knock him out. Now fight week is here, and you've been in the presence of him and you've seen him face to face. You stand by that?
Hello, Andy.
Hello.
Hello, mate. Yeah, absolutely. I've known him for a very long time. I've known him since 2012. We've done a lot of rounds together. I know he's capable of. He's a very good fighter. I've been out for a long time. I know it's a difficult ask for me, but I expect to win. 100%. I wouldn't be here if not.
You'll be focused on yourself, but what have you made of Fraser's development as a professional so far?
I've not really seen much of it, to be honest. I don't watch a lot of boxing these days, and when I do, yeah, I've not seen much of him. But I followed Fraser forever because when he got to the Olympics, there was no one happier for him than me. I was over the moon for him. So yeah, I've always followed him in the amateurs, and I'm glad to see him doing well. And it's a shame Saturday that I probably have to put an end to that. But like I say, it's nothing personal. We're not going to be shouting at each other like these two. So I look forward to it.
But is that the key in your eyes? Everything you spoke about there was Fraser as an amateur, and people talk about it being the same sport but a different game.
Not for me. I think I'm just better in a few different areas. And 10 hours a long time. We know each other so well. So he knows what I'm bringing, and I know what he's bringing. And I just think I'm a little bit stronger, punch a little bit harder, and I can box, and Fraser knows that. So it'd be a good fight. He's a good fighter, probably the best one of my career, and I've got nothing but respect for him. So I'm not gonna be too funny or excited today because, you know, come Saturday after the final bell, we'll still be friends. So I'm not gonna be disrespectful at all. But I believe I will win.
Fraser, your response to that? David thinks he's stronger, or says he knows he's stronger and he punches harder. Will that have any impact on your?
He's a strong boy, that's for sure. He can whack when he decides to do that. But I think Dave outboxing me, it's like me saying that I'm going to become an underwear model for Calvin Klein or something. I just can't see it happening. I've got all the respect in the world for Dave, and like I said, like he said, he knows what he's good at. I know what he's good at. I know what he's bad at, and vice versa. I think we've gained quite a few fans between us this week. Of there's not been the back and forth and all the bullshit like the circus in boxing at the minute. Just two real men, two family men that are looking to put a good show on for everyone that's going to be watching.
Do you see this as your most dangerous assignment today? They're all dangerous in heavyweight boxing. That's one for your cliche bingo. But do you see him as a toughest test?
Yeah, I do. The toughest man and the toughest test. When the names were given to me, and Dave Allen was the name that eventually we went for. That was one thing, and then I'm not naive. I love the sport and I'm interested in the sport. Once I find out that he was training back with Jamie and Nigel, I think that added a string to his bow. So it made me up my game definitely, and I'm not preparing for the Dave Allen that shows up sometimes and don't care. I'm preparing for the Dave Allen that is now a father, because I know that what that does to you. I'm preparing for the man that's coming to fight for his kids.
And just finally, do you feel that you are still searching for that breakout statement performance? You barely lost a round. I don't think you've lost a round really as a pro.
I've not
lost a round as a pro, but do you feel that you're still searching for that statement performance that makes people sit up a little bit, or is that not important, that winning is all that matters?
Winning is all that matters in this sport, and and don't get me wrong, people like to see fancy knockouts and great knockouts and all fancy tricks and that. Listen, what you see of me is what you get. I do what I do, and I've got a winner's mentality. That's something that's been in me forever. I don't ever come to take part. I don't ever come to be class clown. I come to win fights and have my hand raised at the end. So if that spectacular moment comes, I'm sure everyone will enjoy it. But my job is to land more lever on Dave Allen than he lands on me.
Just one from Ben Shalom on this one. You liked this fight, you pushed this fight. Two very likeable, friendly characters that kind of entertain a bit of chaos when the first bell rings as well.
Yeah, it's a big fight. The interest has been huge. I think we knew when Dave Allen was involved it was going to bring big numbers. I think for Fraser it's his highest profile fight to date. I think that's what he has to show. It's a huge show. It's a box office show. Fraser's already been used to the scrutiny that comes with heavyweight boxing. We see it all the time with the Anthony Joshuas, the Tyson Furies. That's where he wants to get to. But he wants to show that he's levels above this level. And I do believe we're going to see the best David Allen on Saturday night. May the best man win. As we say, two great guys in British boxing, and something everyone's looking forward to.
Yeah, well said. May the best man win. Our final fight of this undercard press conference, Adam Azim and Aram Faniang. Translator Vlad Eliseyev is going to help us out here. Welcome to the whole team. Thank you for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about your preparation for this fight, if you can.
Розкажи, будь ласка, про підготовку до цього бою.
Всім привіт. Привіт Sky Sport, привіт Манчестер, привіт Україна.
Hello everyone, hello Sky Sport, hello Manchester, hello Ukraine.
Це була підготовка дуже довго, бо перший бій, який должен був бути, Азім травмував руку.
It was very long preparation because all of you know that first fight should be done in June, but Azim got injury and now we are here.
Але це тільки дало більше часу гарно підготуватися.
But this gave to me more time and motivation for better preparation for this fight.
How highly do you rate Adam Azim? What have you seen of him so far? And do you think that perhaps Ben Shalom and Boxer have made a mistake?
Як високо ти оцінюєш Адама Азіма як боксера, і думаєш ли ти, що Бен Шалом і Боксер допустили помилку, взяв двобій з тобою?
Дивіться, я приїхав сюди з України, приїхав багато кілометрів.
Listen, I am come here from Ukraine. I am come here with very long distance.
Багато часу потратив на те, щоб дістатися Манчестера.
Too much time was for came to Manchester because not easy road from Ukraine now.
І думати про Азіма чи про те, що це була помилка чи не помилка, я не дуже це хочу. Ну, якщо ви вже запитали мене, то субота все покаже.
I don't want to care about Azim and about mistake, this or not mistake. I am sure Saturday night will show everything who is better.
Will you finally give us a prediction in the fight?
Sorry?
Will you give us a prediction for the fight? What happens in the fight?
The match is prognosis, that's it.
Ну, я не погода, щоб давати прогноз.
I am not weather for give prediction.
Okay. Adam Azim, it's been a long time coming, very, very frustrating for you, but what do you make of what Team Faniang have to say there? They're obviously coming to win.
First thing I'd like to say is, how you doing, Andy? You right?
Yeah.
Good. How you doing, Ben? You good? Hello everyone, hope you're all well. Yeah, do you know what? He's coming to win, obviously he's very confident, as every fighter should be. You know, anyone who fights each other should be confident that they're going to win. There's no point going into a fight that you're not confident. So, no, it makes sense. Like, you have to be confident in every fight.
You're only 21 though, and no one would, I don't think anybody would really be picking holes if you took an easier route. It's aggressive matchmaking from Ben and Boxer and Team McGuigan. They obviously have confidence in you and you have confidence in yourself, but you're happy that you know this looks like on paper a tougher fight again than Santos Reyes.
Do you know what? Every fight I've been in has always been a tough fight for me because, you know, I'm treating every single fight like it's a world title fight. You know, these are steps to become a world champion. I've got to take fights like this to, you know, develop myself into the professional games, and I feel like, you know, my confidence right here is going to even more double up because obviously recently my granddad has passed away and this fight's dedicated to him, so it's got that extra boost in me to, to put on a great performance on Saturday night.
Yeah, I know, I've seen the name on the back of your tracksuits, you'll be honouring the name of your grandfather. In terms of preparation, hands are back, ready, you've had that frustrating time watching the gym flourish and you've had to sit to the side, but one thing that we've seen previously when you're fully fit and the hands are right, that you are knocking people out, are you confident enough to sit here and think that you can knock Aaron Faniang out?
Do you know what? I've always had that confidence. I'm going to definitely put on a performance on Saturday night, and I feel like this is going to probably be the best performance you've ever seen in your life. And you know, the last fight, it was a great performance, but I feel like, you know, this one is going to be a demolition job.
And big fights, you know, they will go away if you lose on Saturday. But talk of European titles, talk of big names. Again, more aggressive strategy from your team. You're ready now. You think for titles next?
Yeah, definitely. Like, he's going to be fighting for my title, but this is for me to fight for the European ranking. So it's like a win-win for both of us. But I feel like that, you know, if I win this fight, it's going to put me into European rankings, and then we're going to see what's there. It'd be nice, you know, to grab that European belt, but hopefully let me get the job done on Saturday. And Shane's confident with me. He's seen I'm improving in the gym. He knows I'm doing really well. So yeah, I'm ready.
Final word to Ben Shalom on this fight. One or two eyebrows raised when it was announced in terms of the quality of opponent, but you're confident in your man, obviously.
Yeah, I hope Adam gets the credit he deserves for a fight like this at 21 years old, to be constantly heaping pressure on himself ever since he had that first fight with us. He's had the pressure of being the next big thing in British boxing, and he wants to break records. He wants to become a world champion as young as possible, and he's a delight to work with. This is about giving him that test on the big stage that will prepare him for those big nights. And yeah, it's you're going to have to be at your best, Adam. This is a tough fight with Aaron. I know he's coming to win as well. And yeah, but we think we've got a superstar on our hands, and I'm sure he's going to make a huge performance on Saturday night.
Ben, thanks very much. Thanks to all the undercard fighters. Hope you enjoyed that. We're going to break now for head-to-heads. There'll be plenty of opportunities to get one-on-ones as well. Short intermission, and we will be back for the main event press conference, and trust me, you won't want to miss that one.
Revenge, that is the theme for the rematch to take place this Saturday, September 2nd, from the AO Arena in Manchester, live on Sky Sports Box Office and around the world on ESPN+. We now begin our main event press conference to continue this legendary fight week. I would love to welcome back on stage from Sky Sports, Mr. Andy Scott, and also the CEO of Boxer, Mr. Ben Shalom, and the promoter of this event. Joining Andy and Ben is Mr. Callum Sauerland, the head of global boxing for Wasserman Boxing. Joining Mikaela on the side of Eubank Jr. is his new trainer. He goes simply by Vomac. Here is Brian McIntyre. And also joining Chris is Mr. Ronnie Davis. And now the individual looking for revenge this Saturday. He is the former British, IBO, and WBA champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Chris Eubank Jr. And now, on the side looking to repeat. He was victorious on January 21st, and now he is looking to do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, joined by his trainer, Joe McNally, from Liverpool, here is the former British, Commonwealth, and WBO Super Welterweight Champion of the world. You know him as Beefy. Here is Liam Smith. Andy, Ben, Callum, the bell is rung. Let's get it going.
Big Mo, thanks very much. Those of you that were with us at the Undercard press conference, thanks for staying with us. Those of you that are just joining us, welcome to Manchester. Now on Saturday night, everybody gets the chance to run it back. Liam Smith and Chris Eubank Jr. will once again battle it out over 12 rounds or less at the AO Arena, Manchester. Same venue, same opponents, but yet still so many unanswered questions. Liam Smith told us exactly what he was going to do, and he did it. Chris Eubank Jr. finds himself in a situation that he's never been in before, with arguably more pressure than he's ever felt before in his professional career. Will it be round 5 and everybody picks up where we left off, or is this a fresh start? But the big question, will it be repeat, or will it be revenge? Go straight to the fighters, and I'll come to Chris Eubank Jr. first. Chris, welcome. I'm sure you've got plenty to say. Do you agree with that sentiment that this is the first time that you've had to come back from a stoppage defeat? This is the first time that you've been involved in a rematch. Is this the most pressure that you felt, or maybe not felt, but the most pressure that you've been under in your professional career?
I would agree with that statement. I've said that throughout the whole camp. It's the truth. It is a new pressure that I have never had to deal with before. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the focus it's given me. I'm enjoying the hardship that I'm having to go through mentally and physically to be able to execute the game plan on the night. It is a new pressure. It is a new risk I have now in front of me. I'm excited to go out there and see how I react when I have a man in front of me who has a win over me. Can I keep my emotions in check? Can I stick to what we've been practicing over the last 8 weeks? We're going to find out in a couple of days.
May I ask you about the changes that you've made in camp, notably the man on your left shoulder, Brian McIntyre, but also changes in your structure. I think anybody that's ever filmed with you has always been told don't come before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. To hear that you were out 8 a.m, to hear that you've got a nutritionist and numerous changes in camp, how have you adjusted to that? Presumably a little bit of a shock to the system?
Absolutely, but it's something that I relish. I relish a new challenge. I relish the chance to try different things. I was never a morning guy. I was always waking up in the afternoon, training in the afternoons and in the evenings. Now I'm a morning guy. That's how Eubank and his team prepare, and I've been following their lead. Yes, I have a nutritionist now for the first time in my camp. I actually came in underweight for the last fight. We don't want to be doing that again. Just little things, small adjustments. When you come off of a loss, you can't keep everything the same. You have to make changes. You have to see where you slipped up, and you have to try and improve those areas where you were weakest. And that's what we've done.
I think everybody's been glued to the brilliant build-up shoulder programming that's been out on Sky Sports. The gloves are off, behind the ropes, both episodes.
Off Limits, all available to consume on our YouTube channel. In those, on more than one occasion, you described it as a miracle, what happened in the first fight, and you still maintain that you are the better fighter.
Absolutely. What happened in the last fight was not supposed to happen. It was never, it was, even to Liam, he may not admit it, but he wasn't expecting the fight to finish how it finished. Nobody was. But again, it's not for me to say, you know, I have to prove that I am the better fighter. Me saying it, me believing it is not enough. And again, if he pulls it off again, if he does what he did in the first fight, in this fight, I can't argue with anything. I can't argue with him. I can't argue with the boxing public. He will be the better fighter, and that'll be it. But as of right now, I believe, I know I'm the better fighter, and I'm going to go out there and prove it Saturday night.
Liam, I'll come straight to you. He said it was not supposed to happen, and you heard him just say it there, whether or not you would admit it or not, that he thinks it was a miracle.
Which one was the miracle? That's the question. Which one's the miracle, Chris? What shot was the miracle? What shot was the miracle?
The miracle was you walking away with a winner.
What shot was the miracle? Just answer the question. We're all listening, we're all talking. What shot was the miracle?
I'll answer whatever questions I feel like answering. You shouldn't have won the fight.
You answer whatever questions
I'm going
suits
to
you.
rectify that in a few days' time.
You answer what question suits you.
Let me ask you, Liam, you heard what Chris had to say there about the changes, but a quote that I picked out, that he said the biggest difference between you and your opponent is that you're still able to retain information, still learn, still listen, that you believe that regardless of who's telling him, be it Roy Jones or on this occasion, Brian McIntyre, that it doesn't stick.
Yeah, 100%, and you know, Brian and the rest of the team over there will be prepared for the backlash again, because he'll blame you once he loses this time round. He's just gone round the houses, everybody, nutrition, becoming light. You blame everyone else, but Chris Eubank got it wrong. You made too many mistakes. You made the mistakes. We didn't make the mistakes. Bomac's not going to make the mistake this time. You make the mistakes. Just take it on the chin yourself. You lost the fight because you got nailed. And the miracle was just how easy it was, I think. I said, I touched you the fight and everything got going. I touched you. And what did you say, Chris? You've never been hurt. I hurt you. You've never been dropped. I dropped you. And you've never done that chicken dance. I made you do that as well.
I've never said I've never been hurt.
You did. Your word. Chicken dance was your word.
You can't not be hurt in the sport of boxing. I've been doing this my whole life.
Chris, it got played over the episodes, mate. It was your voice, not mine. It got played over the episodes. You've never been down. You've never been hurt.
I have never been down. But of course I've
You haven't how I done it to you.
Of course I've been hurt. This is the boxing.
And you've never done a chicken dance, and you've done that last time.
I'll get hurt. But the fact of the matter is, it's actually all irrelevant. What was said, what was done, it's not going to change anything now.
You say this when you've got nothing to say, Chris, but we're here at a press conference, a bunch of public and a bunch of media are asking these questions.
I can talk
just
all day, my
answer
friend. That's very well documented. But again, what was said, what was done previously, I'm not even focused on. I don't care. All I care about is the preparation I've had, which has been excellent, and the performance I'm going to have on Saturday night, which is going to be exquisite, supernatural. It's going to be a beautiful, artistic display of savage boxing, and I cannot wait.
Said the exact same thing to you last time. You said all this shite. Good luck, Chris. Because that's all you said last time. The same type of words.
You'll be on the receiving end of a beautiful display of boxing.
You said this last time, Chris. Let's go on repeat again. Think we're here, the same old stuff. You said all this last time, and then you make the excuses.
Are you enjoying the fact that you get to say to everybody, notably Chris?
I don't need to say it. It said it for itself. You know, and you've done all the work. Whoever done the promos put out what I needed to say. You know, everything. The voiceovers. I've never done the chicken dance while Chris is doing the chicken dance. You know, I've never been dropped as he gets dropped. It was Chris's voiceover. It was Chris. The words come from Chris's mouth, not mine. I was not saying he's never been hurt or he's never been dropped. It was Chris's voiceover on the programme. So you know, whoever put that together, great, because I don't need to say much about that. That spoke for itself.
But the fact that you get to tell everybody I told you so, how does that feel?
That was the great point of winning the way I won, because it was all week, it was like Chris couldn't be hurt, and I was like, never say never, and that's basically what I told you. I told every one of you, don't ever think anybody can't be here because they've got a good chin. I still do think he has got a good chin, but he got it looking at the floor, and he went. And again, same lap to him again, if he makes the same mistakes, I'll punish him for them, and he knows that.
Before we go to the trainers, Chris, you've mentioned, you know, you like it when it gets to a dog fight, and I know Eubank is very much a great motivator in instilling the dog in his fighters. It was a boxing match at times in the first fight. Do you believe that there will be a point in this fight where we will get that chaos breakout in centre ring?
It's very likely. It's very likely that at some point the leather starts flying on both sides. But we have a game plan. We have a strategy. I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to say how I'm going to approach the fight. But I'm comfortable. I'm confident in what we are going to do to combat Liam Smith.
Welcome. There's a lot of changes in the team, and you probably are the biggest one yourself, and Coach Fred and Isao, Diguez, the team that you've got out there, straight off the back of one of the great wins in our era of Terence Crawford over Errol Spence, so congratulations for that and to the whole team. But specifically on this fight, what have you tried to instill in Chris Eubank Jr. in what is, relative speaking, a short amount of time?
Well, all the things that, you know, a trainer wants to bring to a fighter to get him to that next level, I will say Chris already got it in him. So it just takes me and my team to touch a few points, just to remind him of things that he already knows. It's real simple.
A lot of people have criticised Chris in the past and said he just doesn't listen, it doesn't matter who's training him, he doesn't listen. From your experience out there in Vegas, you had a good student there that was willing to listen?
I always tell everybody when they ask me that question is Chris is a sponge. He soaks it up. He go out there and execute. Again, he already knows what he needs to do. He just needs somebody in his corner, a good team around him, just reminding him of the small, simple things.
You two are veterans, you know, throwaway question, you're not going to answer it, but if you could tell us one thing that you guys can do different from the first fight, what would it be?
Just correct our mistakes.
You're confident that you've got the winner sitting next to you there?
Hey, it's still that from the day one that we started talking. Let's correct our mistakes.
Just one along, Ronnie Davies. Ronnie, great to have you here. There's a lot of changes, but there is a constant here in yourself. What have you been talking to Chris about in terms of the wisdom that you've had over your years that you can impart on him now that he's facing this first time that he's coming back from a defeat like this?
I'll just say the other things to him. He knows what he went wrong. He's got a really good team around him. I'm really pleased for him. I follow him on YouTube, his career, his fighters. So he's with the right people, and I'm pleased with that. Whatever he wants, whatever's best for him, I'm there. I've always been there for him from when the day he was born, right through. I've been with him right through his career. I'm proud that I'm still with him. I feel privileged. I'm in the corner with these boys, and that's it. That's all I can say, really. And he will beat Smith. No disrespect. Liam, I think he's a great fighter, Liam Smith, and not to be underestimated one bit. That's all I've got to say, really.
Have you two had the conversation, Eubank, Chris, about the towel incident? It was very clear from the first press conference announcing the rematch that he wouldn't be inviting Roy Jones Jr. to bring a towel. Have you had that conversation with Eubank?
It wasn't a conversation. I just told him.
It was a one-way conversation.
Those towels out of the corner. And Eubank said, "Yeah, listen. If we're going to go out on our shield, we're going to go out on our shield. That's how we play it. We're not going to do any of that, looking for the easy way out. If it gets rough, if it gets hairy, we're there for the long haul. We're going to get through it. But yeah, I think if there's ever going to be a towel involved in this fight, it's definitely coming from the other corner.
So we're not bringing a towel?
No.
Paul Marku, you bringing a towel?
You already told you no, so you ain't gotta ask me.
Well, you've already just lost every respect you've got for yourself then. If Chris is telling you not to bring a towel, your job's to beat the best of your fighter. So if he's telling you not to bring a towel, then he's already the boss of you as well. Same old.
Yeah, he doesn't understand the accent, but basically,
You understand
get
it,
under his
Chris.
skin. The guys
What's
are
going to be
veteran.
funny though, imagine he throws the towel in again after all this situation with the towel. I've had the situation once
There's no
before.
towels. Even if
Imagine
the
he
crowd
throws the
gets
towel in.
sweaty, the towels are not coming in the corner. Don't worry about it. You're gonna have to work for this one. You're not getting the referee out.
When you're doing that chicken dance again, the towel will come in. When
Can I
you're
say
doing the
something?
chicken dance, the towel comes in.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, y'all. And I mean this, man. Man, Chris is a different fighter. He's a different fighter. I just seen some shit from him in the last 4 weeks. And everybody talk all this negative shit about him, about how he this and how he that, he's selfish and all this. This is one of the most intelligent, spongy fighters that I know. And he does what he's asked of. And so it's baffled me to sit here in front of this crowd. And Liam, no disrespect to you, young fella. He's a great fighter. But for people to talk trash about Chris because he got that loss and the way he lost, it doesn't do anything. The more y'all heckle and the more you talk shit, I don't do nothing but like the fire and leave his ass. I promise you.
Boma, I respect you too, by the way.
I mean, all the trash talking, that's good and it's fine for the TV. We got a couple nights to go, man. Then we're gonna find out. We're really gonna find out who Chris is.
You're trying to convince the British public who've seen Chris for how many years over a 4 or 5 week period, and you've just said something that everybody's made that you class Chris as an intelligent fighter. That's one thing Chris is not.
Definitely a lot more intelligent than you, my friend.
Chris.
Let's not talk
Well,
about
let's just results speak for themselves. So I have to be quiet. I'm talking to Brian in a minute. But you're trying to convince people that you're intelligent. Like,
I'm not trying to
you're being on
convince
Skype,
anybody.
you're being every one thing that's never come with you. You've been fit, you've been durable, you've been whatever it may be, an engine. You've never been classed as intelligent in your whole career. Beaumont's been with you 5 weeks and he's trying to convince us you're intelligent.
You have one form of fighting. I have many. So if you're going to talk about intelligence, there's no competition.
Can I bring in Joe McNally down the end there? Joe, you don't often have too much to say, and if you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but in terms of everybody at this top table, I wonder if you perhaps have had the easier of the jobs, that you sit there with the victor on your shoulder. You did, as a team, your job first time round. Have you had to change anything this time round, or is it more of the same?
Yeah, Andy, it's for me, Whitley is not changing. It's making him the best version of himself, and we took a few things away from the first fight that we didn't expect. But look, for the public and the fight, the way it played out, people can say what they want, but Chris danced to Liam's tune from the first bell. He had a little bit of success with a couple of uppercuts, but that was basically it, really. He never got out to second gear. He transitioned through the gears in round 4, put Chris where he wanted him, and finished the job. That's the top and bottom of it, really. Liam's very, very, very intelligent. Chris is a fantastic fighter, a very good athlete. And, right now he's wounded. He's a wounded animal. He needs this, and he wants it, because where does he go if he loses? But look, if Liam lost, he'd won a trilogy. But I know this man next to me that sits in a hotel in 30 minutes to say, if I lose to this fella, I'm jibbing it. And that's the difference, I just think that Chris was dangerous the first fight, and he's dangerous, just as dangerous, if not more, this one. And it's one that Liam's prepared for.
Yeah, wounded animal is a dangerous animal. Just quickly, you'll be hell-bent on repeat, but do you think the method of victory will be repeat? Do you think that Liam will stop Chris this time round again?
It doesn't matter to me. Stoppage, points victory, it's just a Liam Smith win all day, and I'm truly confident, more so they can say he's got, Mark, Terence Crawford training that they've teamed up, but what can really change in 4 weeks? You know, Roy walked away from the job 4 weeks out, and I don't think you can get a bond with a fighter in 4 weeks' time. If the biggest asset that they've changed for the camp is getting up at 8:30 in the morning instead of training, they're in for a long night, and you know, that's my opinion.
Let's bring in the two promoters. Ben, I'll come to you first. It's probably Callum's fault that we're here, isn't it, with the rematch clause that we spent so much time talking about that everybody told us not to talk about. But here we are again. How do you reflect on that first fight and your thoughts and emotions coming into this second one?
Yeah, it was an incredible night. It's become a rivalry that's been the most talked about in British boxing this year, as you say. Thanks to Calla activating the rematch back in February now. The story has rumbled on and on since then. So many question marks, so many things have been said. But what we have here is a fight for British boxing. We have two of the greatest athletes that we have in this sport, and they're going head to head, and there's so much on the line. And I want to thank Wasserman, I want to thank Sky Sports, because everyone's had a huge amount of commitment to this fight. I know Liam's had to work incredibly hard over the past few months to be fit. I know Chris Eubank Jr has been hell-bent on this fight since January, and here we are, and all the answers are going to be answered.
Calla, thank you for breaking away from what is a really busy week for you as well, because you've got a fight on Friday night that you're juggling as well. But how have you viewed this from Team Eubank's stance, and what has Chris been like to deal with what is a first in his career?
First of all, it's a blockbuster, a British blockbuster in a year where there aren't too many British blockbusters. It's the British fight of the year. Yes, that clause is always an insurance policy. In this case, it's an insurance policy against the punch that came from the gods. But at the end, let's all be happy. We've got a great fight on. It's a fantastic fight. We've heard about questions to Junior about where he is and where he's at and this, that and the other. What about the question to Liam? Like, he wasn't expecting that. Where's it going to continue from now? Is the fourth round going to lead to the fifth and the first round? I think so. No, I'm saying that's a compliment. I think it's fantastic. The angles you can look at it, if you're for Eubank, if you're for Smith, it's fascinating. It's what boxing needs. It's great. Let's not go in the bones about it. This year hasn't been a good year for those sort of fights. So hey, I'm just delighted we've got a fantastic fight Saturday night. My man's going to do the business, but good luck to everyone. Thank you very much.
And with that, will you predict a trilogy?
Sorry. It's that rematch clause, you make me work for that, Ben. You made me work for that. I'm running around, people accusing me of trying to do other fights, this, that and the other. This was the fight we wanted. This was the fight he wouldn't let me do. I've got text messages for him effing and blinding at me. He doesn't really effing blind much, but he said to me, that's the fight I want in the locker room. There's no talk about other fights, all that, sorry, I'm not allowed to swear now, but all that rubbish going about other fights. This was the fight in the locker room. He told me, that's the fight, go and make it. Never been another fight. We signed to a fight back a few months ago. We were put through a few hoops and rings, and here we are. We had other options, yeah. We didn't go anywhere, no. Knuckle down, credit to Ben for persevering with it, credit for Liam for getting his back into gear.
Show me them messages in a minute. You're going to show me them messages?
I'll show you which messages. I can show you a few messages. I can show you messages between me and Ben as well.
I want that rematch.
Colin, you tried to make the Conor Ben fight the other one.
Absolutely not. How am I going to make a fight? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. For all these people, absolutely not. Not for a second. Not for a second.
That's it. Just
if Conor Ben would have been licensed, would we have looked at it? The fight.
Conor Ben got cleared before Conor Ben won 100%.
How am I supposed to get a fight on with someone who hasn't got a license?
That's what you said, yeah. Conor Ben got cleared before Conor Ben won 100%.
Ben, did I ever tell you that we were right? Ever?
You didn't.
Ever? Have you got lots of messages of me saying when are we getting this fight on?
Look, I think
the date 4 times. We
Yeah.
now exactly. It's all good. We've got great fights Saturday night. Tune in and watch it.
Let me just ask this then. So, what does that say about Chris Eubank Jr.'s character?
I think you'll see what it's easy to talk it, but I saw him in Vegas recently, and what struck me was, you know, we all see these Instagram pictures of him with superstars and partying in Vegas. I don't know when he actually films these and puts them out, but he was alone. He seemed not alone, but he was out in Vegas, and I said to him, it's 47 degrees, you're all right in Cambo? He said, yeah, I like it. In and out the gyms there. He's actually, just take away all the Instagram famousness, it's actually a very proper, he's a proper fighter. He's a fighter that you see in all walks of boxing life. Different, yeah, different limbs from a fighting family as well, and you know, but he's different, but he's so into that gym training, Vegas, the whole thing. It's so he took himself off. He had a camp the first time. I think it was a mistake for Brighton, but at the same time, mistakes you only know afterwards. You learn from them. It's brought us by mates. The first time in a big fight, he's going to have. We're going to talk about people saying, "Oh, who's 41, mate? What's he going to do? Like 4 weeks notice? What are you going to do?" At his stage of his career, we're going to find a trainer and teach him boxing again. Come back in 3 years' time. No. Beaumate's there to give him that professional setup of a team going into a big fight, which he's never had before in his career. He's never done that before.
Roy never given professional.
Oh, he's a no.
So they give him
Throughout his career, he's had senior, he's had Roy. Those are people. You're a boxer. I don't need to tell you. There's a difference between a team and a person. I'm not a trainer. I'm just saying he's had those personas.
Professional. Roy Jones Jr. is the ultimate professional.
One of my absolute favourites. He's a good friend. He's a great trainer. There's a difference between a teamsman and a trainer. Just my opinion. Opinions are, you know, but ultimately, it's a win, isn't it? It's a win. As I said, we'll see Saturday night.
Yeah, let's give the final word to both fighters. This is your opportunity. Anything that you haven't said that you want to say it now. Chris, anything that you want to add?
Talking is done, the hard work is done, we're here, we're ready, we're on weight. I'm confident, I'm ready to go.
And Liam, the final word to you.
Repeat, save it up.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much. I think one or two curse words slipped in there below the belt, but apologies for anybody that was offended. It is fight week, just to give it a little bit of context. Wait around, we're going to have a head-to-head here, and then I think fighters will be available for one-on-ones. Remember, Sky Sports Box Office on Saturday night, and the weigh-in here tomorrow.